Girls, you know when you're in this situation or you meet someone or something is happening and it seems like an enormous red flag, like a big stop sign, and you go straight through it. Or it appears as like a yellow flag and you're like, okay, proceed with caution. Probably not something I do, or maybe I should think twice before doing it. Still, right through it. And then there's times where it's like all green flags. Like, this is all the right stuff. You should be doing this. This is the right way to do things. And you're like, no. No, this is I'm going to choose not to take this path. I want to talk about those things because there have been moments in time where sometimes I feel like we need to be more resolute. We need to be more confident in being able to, one, identify red flags, yellow flags, and green flags, and then own up to all of our oops. You like that? You like the way I did that? Do you remember the book? What was it called?
No.
You don't remember the baby book?
But this is the one with the little characters with the red pants, green.
Yeah, red
pants,
green
yellow
pants,
pants,
yellow
oops,
pants.
that one.
Oops.
Yeah.
There's this adorable little video.
Because they're trying to make an outfit and it's always mismatched. Yeah.
Yes.
Or like he'll put the
Oh
pants
my God.
on his
Yeah, I
head.
do remember that book now that you're saying that.
There's a baby video of you, Sheena, reading it.
Oh, Dip, you're still in that phase and we're not.
I know. I know. But there's a
Oh,
video
yeah.
of Sheena reading it to
I
the
don't
boys
remember.
and like tickling them when she says oops, and their little baby laugh is to freaking die for. I'm going to find that video and post it. It is literally the best video in the world.
Okay.
But before
Oh, Lord.
they're going off to college, except they're not. All right, before we get into
How am I
it,
going to make it? How am I going to make it?
before we get into it, you guys are listening to Love S&D with Sheena, Nina, and Dipti. Welcome back to the podcast.
Hi.
We are
Welcome back
discussing
to the
red flags,
podcast.
yellow flags, green flags, and lots of oops, where we talk about the signs we missed, the signs we ignored, and the signs that truly do exist, and we just choose to, go right through them. Okay, so let's talk about the flags we see in the people we meet. Okay, because at this age, we're still meeting lots of new people, especially me, where I live in a new town. I mean, I can't even say it's new anymore. It's been 5 years, but Zuri's just starting school,
you've
so
been there for a hot
we're
minute.
starting to meet very new families. So, can you imagine? Zuri's just starting school. Sorry, I had just said it
I
out
know.
loud and wanted to punch
As
myself.
I'm crying about college.
Gee, different phase in life. Different phase in life. She's not even in kindergarten. She's not even in public school
And
yet.
she's not even in public school. Like, can we please gain a little bit of perspective?
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so
Okay.
however many there are, let's talk about the bad and get to the good. So, what would you consider red flags in the new people you meet?
I think I know one of my biggest red flags. I don't even know if it's a red flag or just something that irritates me is clinginess. That's something I feel like is a red flag for me personally. Like I don't like that. Like I like a healthy balance. So if it
Okay.
comes off the bat like that, I'm just like, I'm good. Thanks.
For me, it's gossiping. I think I just like if the first conversation we have is gossip about somebody else or another family or another kid, I'm out. That's like a huge red flag to me. Because if you're
Yeah.
going to gossip about somebody else, to me, you're probably gossiping about me to somebody else. Neen,
That's
what about
true.
you?
Yeah. I think mine is more like if you go to someone's home and the only thing they're doing is pushing you to drink. I'm just like, dude, what if I don't want to? I'm good today.
New
But
different
it's like, no,
phase
have a
of
drink. What
life.
do you want to drink? Have a drink. I know. Usually be like,
Dip
yeah,
was
gin
like-
and tonic.
Yeah,
Gin
Dip's
and
like,
tonic.
yep. I like it light with ice and a lime or whatever. I'm like,
But a lot of my friends have now taken a different turn in position in life where they choose not to drink, and that's
Yeah,
cool. Like, you don't want
absolutely.
to drink, don't drink.
Yeah.
It's fine. But there are some homes that be like, well, just have one. Just have one. What do you want? What do you want? Here, I'll just make you something. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but
We
you
need to
learned
create
that
some
at the wedding.
distance.
At the wedding, they were the bartenders and hostesses and hosts were all over the place with like, would you like some wine? Would you like a drink? Would you
I
like?
know.
Nina's like, just fill my glass of wine.
Yeah. Just, and let it sit there all night. Just
The whole-
fill it.
the
Just whatever.
all
you
of
want.
the
Wasting wine
events.
is a crime.
Yeah.
All of it. But yeah, no, yeah, that's a
I think
good
I
one.
think
I just
for
think in
the
this
part of
phase.
life you're in.
Earlier, different. Yes.
Mhm.
This phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Fair.
a phase
Fine.
thing.
Now
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what's a yellow flag? So an
What's your yellow
example
flag?
in picking friends, a yellow flag would be competitiveness amongst the adults, like keeping up with the Joneses, that kind of competitiveness.
My yellow flag, I know, is friends that end up matlabi,
Mm.
like using you
What's-
to get to their own
Like
Mm.
social
end point.
climbers. Social climbers,
Yeah, maybe that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
But
absolutely
when you find out
agree
you were
with
just a
that.
pawn in their game,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
And then when
That's
you
a
when you
definite yellow
didn't
flag.
when you didn't deliver, it's just like, oh, who are you now?
Cu-
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. 100%. Matlabi people.
yellow flag.
I wish there was an English word for that. Like not purposeful, but like
No, they're definitely not purposeful.
what
That's a
is the
positive
English word for
Yeah.
matlabi? It's such
Users?
a Is it users?
User and
Yeah.
abuser. Yeah.
Yeah. I
matlabi,
guess.
using for something else. Yeah.
Their own
Yeah.
intention.
For their own
But you're not. You're just a pawn in their game.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Fine. But I agree. That I think also goes hand in hand with like people who just drain your energy, where like, the green flag I feel like is people who just give you unlimited amounts of energy, right? Like you never feel tired with them. You never feel like you've talked too much or you've listened too much or anything like that, right? Like you just feel at your best. Whereas a yellow flag is I think people who after you've hung out with them, you're just like completely drained. Like there's
Yeah.
no more.
Yeah.
You have no more to give.
Yeah. Even people who are super negative, or my
Yes.
cup is always half empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
I guess they're.
That's
Mhm.
draining. That's draining.
It
right?
is.
Very
Yeah.
draining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
But
you
unless
also
you
have
can
to-
see it from their perspective. Unless
I was just gonna say
like,
that.
if you come from a place
Mhm.
of empathy, then you can understand. But sometimes it's like, okay, I'm trying to be positive in life.
Yeah. But then also
Yeah.
you have to meet someone like you said, you have to be
You have
understanding.
to know someone. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Know their situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like just have a perspective that like they're probably going through something in their life that we're unaware of or,
Mhm.
can't help with. And that's okay too. But you have
Mhm.
to choose to take a step back or a step
Yep.
away. So that's on you, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're
Yeah.
with that company and you choose to stay, really, it's on you,
100%.
not them.
Yeah.
At
100%.
that point.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, green flags.
Bucket fillers.
Yes. All the bucket fillers.
Bucket fillers.
What
All
makes
the
someone a
bucket
bucket
fillers.
filler? I think
think
someone
support.
who yes.
Yeah.
100%. Also someone who will
Support.
send you a text when you're not in the middle of a conversation and just like be like thinking of you, missing you, how you
Yeah.
doing? Like those are the green flags to me. Just like
You know what's a huge green flag, I think, is someone, and I've read this somewhere, but I like can't unread it or unknow it. Someone who will always have your back or always have something nice to say about you at a table you're not at.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge green flag. Someone that'll have your back when you're not there to
It's
have
the
your own.
opposite of the shit talkers.
Yeah.
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 absolutely.
Yeah,
There's
just like
this
support and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
There's this video of this basketball player and he's walking off the court and he's like the first one and the team is like lagging behind and a player from the opposing team like bumps his shoulder really hard and he keeps walking, the player. And then the teammate behind him like bumps that other guy like from the other team really hard and they get into this huge scuffle, the entire team of both sides. And this initial player just like keeps walking and walks away, having no idea that this whole thing is going on behind him because the other player hit him. And that's
Yeah.
I think it's so it like encompasses the type of friends that you want to keep around, the type of people you want to meet, the people who will defend you or like you said support you and not like not give into shit talking about you, right? Like those are the people, those are all the green flags.
I think also another green flag is like the opposite of my red flag, a friend that'll give you grace and space to be what you need in that moment, even if it's something against what they would prefer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like you saying no to events. Be like,
yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah. Or just like, just like being moody or being annoyed or whatever. Like they'll listen and be like, okay, you're wrong, but okay, take this minute.
Yeah.
like, like you're wrong, but take this minute and then I'll explain to you why you're wrong.
Yeah.
Just space and grace, I think, are so important. It's the opposite of clinginess, which is my red flag.
Yeah.
Give me space. I need space. I can't breathe.
Yeah. Neen, what are your
Is that
green
just
flags?
me?
Like what fills your bucket?
Getting random, hey, how's it going?
Mm.
I love, one time Sheen had mentioned at a dinner table she had done kind of a round robin on, what are you grateful for, something like that. And so the other day we had a couple of dear friends over for dinner, and it was just like, let's share work updates. And even though it's work, everybody was in a new phase in their career, and it was just so nice. We didn't even get all the way around the table because there was just so much to say.
Yeah.
And we were like helping each other and like, oh, do this or try this, I can connect you with this person, blah 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 blah. But even though it was work related, those are because we try not to talk about work when we're together with our friends. We never know the updates around work, because we have so many other things to talk about. So it was just nice. It was like just genuine. I love genuine people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to
I
say
love
that about
genuine
you. I
people.
think people who are vulnerable and willing to open up and like have deeper, more meaningful conversations is like all your green. Like
My
that is all
jam.
green to you.
My jam. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
There's a certain trust that happens with vulnerability, as you both know.
Yeah.
So I think that when you get to that phase, when you find people who are willing to be like, I'm having a really shit day, or I'm thriving in my career, and you can support that, or they can support you, and there's no jealousy or animosity, or why am I not doing that, and why aren't people da 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 da? There's just none of that.
Yeah.
It's just rooting on your people.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. All right. So
You know
we've
who
talked
it is
about
anyway.
all the red, yellows, and green flags in picking our friends and picking the people we want to be surrounded with. Between the three of us, we've also had our fair share of oops. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give me an oops.
I would say that my oops was trusting somebody who was matlabi and just full throttle in the friendship, genuine on my side, didn't know it was not genuine in the reverse order. And yeah, that was a big oops.
But you learned from it.
I
Grew
learned from it. Yeah, I grew from it. Then I had my glow up.
Yep.
And all is well. And now we're good. We'll talk more about the glow up. Don't you worry.
I'm gonna let Thip answer that because I truly, genuinely can't think of like an oops. Like I'm just kind of like, it's never been
What
a
about the lady you didn't help at the curb? That could have been an oops.
Oh my God, funny story.
She's your best
See?
friend now.
No, funny story. The lady that I didn't help at the curb, I did not help her. I redirected her.
To better
Funny
help.
story. My friend who I redirected her to met her this past weekend at our town Diwali party, and now they're going to dinner together. And she called me yesterday and said, "Hey, do you want to join us?" I said, "Are you actually serious?" Absolutely not. I redirected this for a reason. That's not an oops, though. I'm glad I did that. We talked about this. I don't want any more friends. Yes, I do. God, I'm not putting that in the universe, but right now, I just would like to keep it small.
She has
Intimate.
no.
We're gonna be your only two friends if you want it that
Literally.
small.
I would say an oops of mine has been to make other people's not drama, but if friends are having issues amongst themselves, to take it upon myself to either fix it or not be friends with somebody because they were mean to my friend or something like that. I think that's been a big oops that I've made in the past that I do regret now. I mean, this is a high school oops that I think about all the time.
Oh, she
Yeah.
should let it go.
So move on.
I know. And so it's not hard to do that, right? If somebody does
Yeah.
wrong to somebody you love, you're just you're out. That.
Yeah.
I don't want
Group.
Yeah.
It's called group hating.
There you go.
Can't do that.
There's a term
Can't
for
do
it. There's a term for my oops. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I think I've learned that that's not the way that I want to be. Until somebody
Yeah.
wrongs me personally, I'm good. I
Yeah.
know if I know the type of person that they are and what they're capable of doing, I'll keep my guard up. But it doesn't mean that I need to cut them out of my life entirely.
I have another one.
Oh yeah, give it to
Shoot.
me.
So early on, when we were much younger, pre-kids and stuff, we had some friends who divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And so we only stayed friends with one person because that was the group thinking at that time, and didn't really engage the other half. And it always was kind of didn't feel so good. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, similar.
And now in this phase of life, I'm very good friends with somebody who the couple got divorced. We're friends with the guy. I'm really good friends with the girl, and Neil is too a little bit. But it's just so nice because they're still individual people with individual relationships with you,
Mhm.
and there's no need to say I'm going to pick this team or this team. It's okay to just
100%.
be friends with both.
100%.
So I think that was a younger days oops, which
Yeah.
was just picking a lane and not thinking that you
Yeah.
could still be friends with the other
Yeah.
half.
100%.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. So I think there's never a point in time in our lives, whether we're 20 or 45, that we're done picking a career or an employer or a job or something along those lines. Ask Nina, she knows.
Story of my life. I know.
So let's talk about the green, yellow, and red flags when it comes to career choices.
We're good.
Let's start with the bad and get to the good.
Oh, okay. then I'm not
So
good.
let's talk about the red flags when it comes to jobs and careers. I can start. I think that
I'm really useless in this episode. You know that, right? I'm like,
In this portion, this segment, she means.
remember when I told you to think about your content?
I know, but I don't
No, but
have
Josh
any.
doesn't have an employer.
I don't have an employer.
Mom's your
100%.
employer.
There's my red flag. Don't work with family. No, but that's also a green flag. But it's also a yellow flag. See?
Okay, well,
I
how
can
about
think of
this?
good, bad in the middle for all of it.
You'll find it. Let me give you examples. So I think that toxic leadership and leadership that tends to only focus on work and not work life is a huge red flag in this day and age. A group or a company or whatever that doesn't understand that you have a life at home and your life is not going to revolve around this job is a huge red flag to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, that-
applied for
yeah.
a job, and it was to lead this whole up and coming center. And I said, great. How often would you need me there? And they said 6 days a week, including some nights and weekends on nights and weekends. And I said, great, no problem. After 6 months of getting it up and going, can we renegotiate the days I would need to come in? And they go, no. I said, I would like to retract my application. Because,
No.
hello,
No.
you
Yeah.
don't need me there. If you're at a director level, you don't need to be in everyone's face at every moment, because there's a
Mhm.
lot of stuff happening in the back end, which is what
Mhm.
you're responsible for. So
Especially
Yeah.
nowadays when work from
Yeah.
home is so common.
and efficient. You can
exactly.
be super
Yeah.
efficient from home.
Exactly.
So the fact that they couldn't even see the new world, I was like, yeah, no, I
Yeah.
dodged a bullet. Let's just put it that way.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Sheena.
Okay, I'll give you a red flag.
Okay.
So, if you don't already know this, most of my work career has been with family, with mom and dad. Well, mom specifically. So already, there's so many flags up. All kinds, colors, pink,
There's
blue,
like
green,
flags.
orange, purple, red, all the colors, okay?
And even
But-
more oops.
I will say this. There have been so many pros, so many cons, and so many things in the middle. It's just been an adjustment from day one. I feel like we're still adjusting. So I won't say that it's like a red flag, but to work with family is already hard, right? And then for them to be your parents is even harder, because there's expectations, there's things that obviously their generation and our generation do differently. And just navigating those expectations, I feel like is very hard. I wouldn't give it a red flag. I would just say I went in there knowing it was going to be hard, but I dove right in anyway because of my passion and because of my desire to keep our legacy alive. And also just, I do love it. I love it. And I think mom and I are learning each other, And so it's just a work in progress forever. And it's okay, because Nina hears all the grunt of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to vent. Your mother. And then it's over.
Yeah.
But just like her, I also forget. And like a couple of days, I'm like, okay, so like yesterday on one of our like busiest days with the boy sports and this and that, she sent me on like a goose chase for her client who needed this and needed that. Go find this, get it to her house. She can't leave the house. I'm like, okay, not that I have like 3 kids that I need to cook for. I have soccer games. I have this. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do what you need at this moment. But it's okay. It's not a green. It's not a red. It's not any color under the rainbow. It's just a flag. But
Okay.
I'm running through.
Rainbow flag. Rainbow flag.
Rainbow flag that I'm just running through head on, knowingly, very, very knowingly.
But you get to learn so much. There's
100%.
nothing
That's why
like
that's why I can't
legacy
call it any
knowledge.
like, I can't call it bad. I can't call it great. Like, it's just there's moments of all the flags. So I'm gonna stick with my rainbow flag.
You do you.
I do have one oops though. My oopses are also when I make her feel bad or make her feel sad or disappoint her. Those are my biggest like, like, but it's okay. I've learned to be like, it's okay, Sheena. It was an accident. Move on.
No.
Or your intention wasn't bad. Move on. Okay. Done.
Neen, what are Jesus.
That was my rant for this episode.
I'm trying to think of a like a legitimate red flag for Sheena.
I think just a lack of like wanting to work together versus like my way or the highway. That's a big red flag for me when a vendor or a jeweler or whoever is like stuck in their own ways and not willing to work with me to understand the new way of selling, the new way of displaying, the new way of like engaging with clients. I think that's a huge red flag for me, because a lot of these vendors and jewelers, they're all old school mentality, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about yellow flags, because there are many. There are many like, okay, this doesn't feel right, but we're going to get into it anyway. And a yellow flag that I think I've come to appreciate and recognize now is when a company or a group, like a department, will will say that they have like a very tight knit culture, right? So like a family like culture. It's like, okay, but also you're not my family. And I don't want the expectation that I am like your family and that I'm going to always show up. I'm going to be available at all times. Like you can text me or call me at any time of the day. None of that, right? So I think that when I started where I am now, there was no communication at all, and I tried to overcorrect and try to get everybody to like be on a WhatsApp group together and be able to communicate with each other and share pictures of like holiday parties and this and that. And now I'm realizing that that is a yellow flag, right? That is something that not everybody will appreciate, having that like unlimited access to your personal phone, but also your personal life. What are
Yeah.
what kind of yellow
So
flags?
you're a yellow flag?
I think
You're a yellow flag
think
boss?
I know. I think I implemented something that's considered a yellow flag, and I'm like now trying to pivot
But
to
I
like.
don't. Is that really a yellow flag? I feel like that's each employee's choice. You can also
No,
choose
unless
not
you
to
made
be.
them.
No, I didn't make
Did
anybody.
you make them? Oh,
She's a
No,
red
but-
flag boss.
I know.
See?
I
better off
again,
with the rainbow.
I know. I know. I should take a page out of Mom's book.
Purple, green, orange, all of them.
But no, I think again, I think we all, we're all learning and we're all learning how to be bosses, but then also employees. So to me, I think it is a yellow flag that I've implemented myself. I'm not the perfect perfect boss here, but yeah, I think it's something that I've come to realize isn't necessarily something everybody would want out of a job.
Yeah. That's
Unlimited access sucks. That's the whole
Yeah.
problem with society
I
right now. Like,
agree.
your email is on your
Yes.
phone, and then it's on your watch for the people who have those
Yeah.
watch phones.
Can we
And
pivot?
bosses know that.
Yeah.
Bosses know that.
Yep.
Like it's
Yeah.
not like they know what like between social media and all they know what their employees are doing 24/7.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And the worst part is for type A people who, if you see the email, you can't help but address whatever it's asking of you.
Yeah.
So then you're on this spiral that I got to get to this. I got to get it. I've tried to be better about it, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
What are some yellow flags that you guys see? Neen, I think the current role that you're in had a lot of yellow flags. No?
Yes and no. So the person who I replaced was there for 32 years.
Green flag
And
to
so
me.
green flag. Yeah, you would think super established role,
Yeah.
know what I'm going to be doing.
100%.
But it turns out that that person just slowly climbed over the 32 years from an assistant position all the way to that position, which now, in my understanding, having been there almost a year, it's the administrative functions continue to, the title changed, the function didn't, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So then when I went into the role, having the skill set, which is very unique in nursing that I do, being very tech savvy, able to build websites, able, to do things very quickly where they never had anybody who was media savvy in the past. My role has full function become almost like a tech support role.
Yeah.
And so that strategic thinking, that higher level executive functioning that I thought I was going to be doing, I'm not. So I told them, I said, I think you're overpaying for me. I think you just need project managers. You don't need to have a doctorally prepared nurse just because I'm tech savvy.
100%. Sheen,
You could join me.
I know your yellow flags are also with working with family.
You literally, she just goes, you could join me. Meanwhile, she's like, I work with family. I have all these flags out. I'd be your biggest red flag.
I have a
Be like, go
wall.
harder.
I have a wall of flags.
Yeah, for sure. And
Which one are you taking?
let's talk about all the green flags, because at the end of the day, there are so many. I mean, again, we're in our 40s. We're pretty much
I have green
established in our
flags.
careers,
Green
and
flags too.
yeah, me too. And it's a
So many green
great
flags.
place to be. So go ahead,
Yeah.
Sheen, since you had no red and yellows.
My biggest green flag, obviously, is like approval and satisfaction and happiness of our family. for anything I do. But my second biggest green flag is client appreciation. Literally, like when somebody says, I am so happy with this purchase, my heart fills, and I feel like that's the green flag I need waving in front of me all day long.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that validation from clients and mom is a huge green flag for me.
Not something
Obviously.
you need, but something that's just appreciated and welcome.
Yeah, exactly. And it keeps me going,
Yeah.
right? Like I technically need it just for like my own drive, like to be like, okay, I'm doing something good. We're doing something right. Something's working. If these people are happy and satisfied, and you know, and another green flag is like, knock on wood, I can't reach it. I can't reach it. Oh, there it is. No returns. That's a huge green flag. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Neen, what are some green flags for you?
That I literally right now have the world's best boss. I walked into the office one day and I said to her, I'm like, this isn't the right role for me, and da 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 da. And she was like, you tell me what you want and we'll make it happen. And even if you want to move into a consulting role with us or this or that, or if you want to go back to your education stuff that you were working on, it's all good. And I was like, I don't want to leave you high and dry. She's like, we won't be high or dry. Don't worry. She was like, it's all about you, honey. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
She's literally the
I mean,
best.
that's
She's like,
huge,
family comes first.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so good.
That's a huge
is
green
huge.
flag for someone to, and I was going to say something very similar, but a green flag to me is someone who is constantly is aware that this is not your final step, that this is just another kind of stepping stone on your journey. So for someone who is willing to help or encourage you to keep going forward and to expand and to learn more, and to just somebody who's always pushing you to go further. And I've made it a point to myself to be that green flag for the employees that I have, and that I tell them, if you have no plans on leaving here, I'm so happy. But that does not mean you don't interview for for jobs above your skill level, because just the interview itself will provide you with so much experience and knowledge that you'll have that. You'll need that. And to go anywhere after this, an interview for the next job is invaluable. So just do it. Even if you don't plan on ever leaving, just do it. And so encouraging people to keep growing and keep moving forward is a huge green flag in any job, any industry.
Except don't leave the WhatsApp group.
If you leave the WhatsApp group. You're dead to me.
You're fired.
You are fired if you leave. Can't.
Oh my word. Meanwhile, Dip has left the group.
I'm long gone. I'm not even in it. Somebody else makes it.
Oh, that's terrible.
But the other the other group of things that, again, I think we often have to deal with in finding red, yellow, and green flags is picking a collaborator, like a vendor or like a partner for a project. And there are so many flags when you're picking people to work with, right? So let's talk about that. And okay, Shane, so what are some red flags? Because you are often picking collaborators. So what are some red flags?
Yeah. So I feel like a big red flag is dishonesty, and you only know of dishonesty like once you've experienced it. Does that make sense? Like you obviously can't know that off the bat. It takes one time, and I feel like that's a huge red flag for me. Like I cannot, like that's one of the things I tell my boys all the time. The one thing I cannot tolerate is lying. And even with like vendors and collaborators, once that line is crossed, I feel like that's it. I can't go back from that.
Okay.
Nina, what are some red flags that you see in vendors or people to collaborate with? Or when you're doing a project, planning the girls, what do you call it?
Well, I could give you a work example.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that folks promise all these things. They promise the world to you, and they get partial payment, and then all of a sudden it's like crickets. And you're like, dude, where are my deliverables? Because we have a conference and you promised us sponsors and vendors and we have nothing. And then at the 11th hour, they show up with maybe 30% productivity. And you're like, how much should we just pay you to help us with this? It is like, not cool.
That is a
Not
huge red
cool.
flag. I think in every
Over promising, under delivering.
That's in the
I agree.
construction, like everything.
Yeah.
But I think my thing is I under promise and over deliver. So I just expect anybody I work with is going to do the
To do
same
that.
thing. And so I'm always
Mhm.
disappointed.
Yeah.
Because people just don't function like that
Agreed.
in this world for some reason.
Yeah.
For
No,
some
that's a
reason.
huge red
Frustrating.
flag. That's a huge red flag, but also something you only know after,
you've
right?
done
Yeah,
Like you
exactly.
can't
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
know that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Which is
think
another
that
good-
when you're picking someone to work with or, you know, do a project with, I think the blame game is a huge red flag to me. Constantly blaming somebody else for their own shortcomings or their own ability not to finish their portion of the project. This person is late or that thing is delayed or this person is going to have pushback. Like, no, just, take it on. If
Get it done.
Yeah, exactly. And if there is going to be an issue, that needs to be addressed way beforehand. Like, don't, like Nina said, overpromise, and then all of a sudden there's the blame game and like, oh, this person didn't do it, so now I can't do it, or that didn't happen, so I can't do it. Like, no, none of that.
Yeah. I agree.
Are you the type of collaborators sort of that will just pick it up because you're like, it's not getting done, so I'm just gonna do it like for like the whole project, and you
All the
just
time.
deliver on the
Sometimes.
whole thing?
Sometimes. It depends on what it
feel
is.
like that's
Sometimes I
me
just
all the
can't be
time.
that person. But I mean, I think another big flag for me, a red flag, is like having to follow up. It's like if you've taken the job on, get it done. Like I don't want to have to be the person.
Mental load.
Like
It's the
I don't want to
mental
have to be the
load.
person. Hey, what's going on with this? Hey, what's the status on this? Hey, what's going on with this? Like how much longer? Or what? Where are we? Did you get a call back? Like I don't want to do that. If I'm paying you money to do something, I want to hear from you. I don't
Yeah.
want you to answer my follow up
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
That's a huge red flag. But all of these things are annoying because like you can only know this after the fact, which is
Yeah.
so frustrating. I think another red flag is kindness. It's like that you can kind of feel like warmth and kindness and like understanding and like just like the way that someone takes your first call gives you so much. It's client service, right? So like if you come off cold and rude and like entitled and I'm a know-it-all, nobody wants to work with you, you know?
Yeah, I
Like
think
that's another red flag for me.
Your red flag must be bad customer service because you focus
Yeah.
so much on good customer service.
Yeah, it's like it's so important in business and in life too, right? Like if you're picking a vendor for your wedding, you want a photographer that's going to come off as warm. And I'm so excited about this project. I have this idea in mind and I want to do this with your wedding jewelry, whatever, photograph it this way, whatever. If you get that kind of warmth from a vendor, you feel like wanting to work with them instead of, I've done this 1,000 times. Don't worry, I've got it covered. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
There's so many of those.
100%.
Yeah.
There's so many of
So
those.
many.
Yeah.
In every, not just like photographers, I'm just saying in any industry, there's so many of each side, but I will always, like a red flag for me is the I got it all
Know-it-all,
covered. Don't
the
worry about
know-it-all.
it.
Yeah.
Versus like,
I feel
even
like
if you know you've got it all,
Yeah,
just
that's-
give the client the warmth.
that's the yellow
You know?
flag though, right? The yellow flag is when you find a vendor that you know is incredible, is going to deliver 100%, but the personality just falls short. Like the
Yeah.
overpromising, the I've got this, don't worry about it. You don't need you don't need to say or tell me anything you want because I know everything already. Like
Yeah.
those tend to be yellow flags, even though the end product is probably going to be exactly what you want. The process of it is
Yeah.
going to
The
suck.
process.
Yeah.
So that's a good question at this point. Would you guys pick a vendor or collaborator based on what you believe the end product is going to be versus the journey? Or would you want the journey versus like this epic end product?
I would
I
say the
don't
journey
know.
because that's what you remember.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But if it's something
when
like
you think about-
pictures, where like those are going to be your pictures for the rest of forever, I don't know. I might pick end product over journey. I don't know.
What about like an engagement ring?
Well, the journey there is so much more meaningful, right? Like you're picking something that has so much like emotion and
But so does we're only talking about photography because that was the first example that came
Yeah.
up to my mind. But like, what about a decorator, or what about a construction builder that's building your home? Like, they're going to build you a phenomenal home, but if the journey of building that home is going to be so bad, would you want to go through that?
I
You know
that's
what I
a
mean?
hard question because
I
at the
know.
end of the day, you're left with the home. Like,
But you're also left with the memories of the journey.
yeah.
So it's really
You gotta
like,
find the people that have both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on the people. The green flag is
The green flag of both,
The
not the
green
red and the
flag.
yellow.
The whole green flag is people who make the journey and end product phenomenal.
Awesome.
my follow-up question to that, and maybe you don't have an answer, but it's just something to ponder. If you had the opportunity for any project or vendor or collaborator to give the underdog an opportunity, not knowing if the product or result would be amazing versus giving a sure thing the opportunity, what would you choose?
I choose the underdog because I know
That
in my field of work, everybody needs a teacher, and you can only get better if you have a teacher. And so if the main person has taught you, if nobody's going to give you a chance, how are you ever going to get better?
I mean, is there like a project manager here? Like, is there a middleman?
Okay, let's
The
just go
person
back
would be
to
overseeing. The person would be overseeing.
Let's just go back to the very first example, a photographer for your wedding.
Okay.
Would you give an underdog an opportunity versus a very well-trained photographer
Seasoned. Yeah.
For my wedding
to
pictures?
photograph your wedding?
I would.
I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard
Yeah,
question. That's a hard question.
Or let's just say a jeweler. Would you give an underdog a chance like me, or would you go to Tiffany and be like, I know what I'm getting. I'm buying this ring.
Okay, so in that specific example, I think I would be more than happy to give an underdog the opportunity because there is room for a back and forth, or like, this isn't exactly what I wanted. Can we like figure out a way to make that work? But when something has an end result that cannot be changed, like photos, like there's one opportunity to take those photos and that's what you end up with, I may not give the underdog the opportunity. But if there's a house, for example, I'm more than happy to give the underdog the opportunity because there's still room for improvement. You can still fix things. You can still like work on the project together. But yeah, if there's like a finality to the project where like there's no going back, then no, I don't know that I would pick the underdog. Okay, well, that was a lot. and I would
What was this episode even about?
The red flag.
red
Oh, yeah.
flag, yellow flag.
The rainbow flags.
It was so long ago. Like, okay, sorry, I forgot.
We got into the rainbow flags. That's why I threw you off.
I know. Okay, so we would love to hear from you guys. What kind of red flags, yellow flags, green flags are you guys facing? And we would love
or
you know,
flags.
yeah, is your whole life a rainbow flag? And also, we would love to hear your oops. What were the red flags that you saw that you dived headfirst into? Catch us on Instagram where we are chatting it up with you guys in stories, DMs, however else. And you can catch all of our episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I should have this part pre-recorded, but I don't. And that's why it is such like a mental strain to get all of this out, because every time I get the same reaction
Can't
from
you just
Sheena
put
and
a
Nina.
thing?
What?
Can't
Yeah,
you
we're
just
just
put,
like,
like a little like board.
I should.
Like a
I
post
should.
at the end.
I should. I
Catch
do
us
not.
on.
This is all coming to you live, guys. No
Lucky you.
filter.
Thanks for
Lucky you.
listening.
All right, guys.
Bye,
Thanks for
SND.
listening with your girls, SND. Bye.
Bye.